Hey, bosses. Happy Monday, Money Making Monday. We have about 1 minute and we're going to get started here. Tonight, we're going to be talking about YouTube editing software. Let me make sure I mute myself because I am going to hear an echo in just a second. There we go. All right. So as you're coming in, you guys know the deal. We've been doing this for a couple days now. So I need you to put hashtag live or hashtag replay for my replay squad to let me know how you're joining, because if you're joining from the replay, I am going to go back and answer questions at that time later on when I come back and review it. But if you're joining live, go ahead and put in hashtag live and tell me one thing that you provide your audience, whether it's a service or a product or empowerment or any kind of gift that you provide your audience. So hashtag live or hashtag replay and one thing you provide your audience. While you're doing that, let me tell you who I am. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is sociallynina Thomas. I am a digital marketing consultant. That means I help businesses with their branding, with their lead generation, with their social media, and with their video marketing, which is what we're concentrating on now. So each of my programs, each of my services, each of my consulting packages that I offer deal in one of those areas: branding, lead generation, social media, or video marketing. Hey, Wes, what's up? Thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. So you guys, do you notice anytime somebody gives me a compliment in the comments, I get all flushed and nervous or whatever? But anyways, thank you. Are you, where are you joining from? Just let me know. And then 2, do you offer some kind of service? It doesn't have to be a business. It can be like you're doing how-to videos online. You can be a soccer mom or soccer dad. Just tell me what kind of service that you offer or something that you offer a group or community of people. All right. Anybody else who's coming in, go ahead and let me know hashtag live and then something that you offer. So the topic of the night is YouTube editing software. Now, I want to kind of tell y'all before we start, we can go on and on and on about the different types of software. So I'm just going to mention maybe 3 or 4 because honestly, it's not necessarily the software, it's how you edit, and also it's recording for editing. So, or recording with editing in mind, I guess you would say. So I want to give you a couple of tips there. And so actually, let's just jump into a couple of the lower end editing software. For those of you who started recording videos and editing, one of the cheapest ways, and I'm going to say easiest, but I'm going to put it in quotes, the easiest ways, you can actually edit on YouTube. So YouTube Creator Studio. So if you go up to the top where your profile is, click there and go to your Creator Studio, there's actually editing software. Now on the new beta Creator Studio, they are offering a lot more options. Keep in mind it is beta, so you might see a button there, then it changes. They're really trying to figure it out, and they'll give out announcements saying things that they're changing because they're listening to their community. But the YouTube editing software, that is for really minor things. For instance, these are Google Hangouts that I'm doing live. So if I go back and I want to delete the beginning on the intro where I'm kind of talking to people and things like that, I can trim. That's a feature that's called trim, right? In addition to that, I can blur things. People don't know this, but you can actually use YouTube Studio editing software to actually blur things. So if you're showing something on your screen, you can blur the screen, you can blur the background. There's different things that you can blur. And there's a couple of other minor things like looking at the colors and things like that that you can do directly in the studio. Now, that's not my first choice, and I might be bringing something on the screen if I can do it while we're talking about this. It's not my first choice for a couple of reasons. You have a few, like a limited amount of editing options when you edit videos there. There's also, you can't kind of trim and move it together and trim here and move things around. It's very, very minimal editing. But when you're first starting out, that might just be what you need. The other thing is when you're going live, things like this, I am going to get so many, a group of people that are watching me live. Those are views. I don't want to take away those views because I'm editing. So using the YouTube editor allows me to simply go in there, do some quick edits, and then leave the video up without actually interrupting the views that are already there and starting over. So that's the case that I would use that. And let me just see if I can do something real quick. I want to see if I can bring it on screen for you all. And if I can, I'm going to just show you a quick glimpse of that. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to show you all how to get here. Let me share my screen. And this is a good time to kind of let you all know tonight, after I finish with this, I'm actually doing a live stream on Facebook, The Rose Show at 8:45. So you can join us there as well. All right, let me move over the comments so I can see them over here. And while we're doing that, okay. And ooh, Wes is an artist. What kind of art do you do, Wes? Just curious as we're showing this. Okay, so I'm in YouTube, right? The YouTube editor, again, this is quick and easy. I'm going to go up to the top here and I'm going to go down to Creator Studio. Now, I do suggest that at one point you try Studio Beta, because it has a lot more options. But for now, we're going to stick with the new things. The old way. So I'm going to click on Edit here. And what you're going to see is I'm going to edit this video from yesterday. You just move into enhancements here. And there's a couple of things that I can do. Notice I can blur faces. I can do custom blurring. I can trim the video. And there's a couple of other things. But really, that's it, right? There's just a few things that I can do here in this area. So this isn't kind of the most robust way of editing. But if it's quick and easy, or you did a live stream, or maybe you did a live stream somewhere else and you just want to bring it up, this is right in the YouTube app. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second and let's talk about the next one. Let me stop sharing. All right. Make sure I'm back on the screen. All righty now. Okay. So the second thing is called, and let me just make sure I'm saying this correctly. It's called Screencast-O-Matic. Now, when I first started with my YouTube channel, this was my favorite editing software, just because one, it is very, very cheap. There's actually a free version, but if you purchase, and I'm just going to check the price right now, Screencast-O-Matic, I believe for a year is about, so it's $150 a month. Okay, so you can record and video editing. Now, what I like about this is it has the robust features that you need, but it's for beginners. So if you don't know where to start with Screencast-O-Matic. I'll put the link in here so everyone can see. Screencast-O-Matic allows you to do some of the more, I would say, the heftier kind of edits. So if you want to blur the screen, add text, delete items, show all kinds of different like pop-ups and things like that, add different words over on the side, it allows you to do all of that. In addition, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. You'll also see that Screencast-O-Matic allows you to record. So if you want to record, let's go ahead and bring this up here. So when I record, it allows me to actually bring my script up. Remember, we talked about scripting and what to include in your script. You can actually put your script in there, read from your script, not read from your script, talk about your script and actually go through it and actually record your desktop. And you can highlight the mouse, different things like that. So this was my favorite. If you're on a low budget and you don't want to spend a lot of money, or you're really, really new to this whole world of editing, this is where I would start. Now I'm going to pull up something. Let me just pull up one of the videos that I had originally. And I'm going to show you a couple of things here. Okay. So let's move this over here. So on my right-hand side, if I click on edit, so this is one of my videos I recorded. Again, you can record your screen. If I click on edit, there are some tools here. Notice I can cut different portions of what I'm editing. I can copy, hide. Look at the insert menu. You can insert new recordings, so you can paste together multiple recordings along with other items. Overlays are really where you're going to get into adding text, highlighting things, blurring items. You can also speed it up or slow it down, transitions, etc. This is a great tool to get started with. So actually, when you're editing, notice on your right-hand side, you can add your cursor. So if you joined me yesterday, one of the things that you'll notice that I always tell people is clap and keep it moving, right? You clap, wait for a little bit, and then keep it moving. The reason why I say that is because when you go back and edit, these are where my voices fluctuate. So here, I know I took a pause. I can come back here and cut this information that I don't need. So allowing you to actually get in there, see the audio, separate the audio, really go dive deep into editing. This is a great low cost software, only $150 a month, and you can actually record your screen. So it takes care of recording as well as editing. Okay. The next two I'm not going to be able to show you on the screen, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me just go ahead and stop this and show my video. Okay. Because it's going to take up a little bit more memory on my computer. The next two, when you're kind of upgrading and you get used to it, Filmora and Camtasia. Now, Filmora, again, is on the lower cost end, but it's kind of mid-range. You get to start splitting your screen, adding additional items. Filmora is a great tool for editing when you're starting to dive deeper into it. Some of the features that I like is it has overlays so that are already designed. So if you want to do an intro or add text, they're already designed with other images. If you want to add some color here and there, for someone who wants to add a little bit more flair, they're kind of pre-loaded templates for getting your YouTube channel started or any video. So Filmora is my choice there. Camtasia costs a little bit more, but if you're doing a lot of training, this allows you to bookmark items. It allows you to actually do picture-in-picture, which Filmora doesn't, but you can actually have a picture over here with more video or other images, anything like that. But that is my, I actually absolutely love it, and I use Camtasia. I'm going to tell you, I have videos on this channel for how to edit with Filmora and how to edit with Camtasia. So if you want to deep dive, those are free videos right here on my YouTube channel. Okay, so we talked about the applications. Let's talk about the editing process. So, hey, DIY Diva Mama. Ooh, I love that name. I love it. So let me know what you do. What DIY stuff do you do? So for those of you that are joining either live or replay, let me know what you're using to edit. I'm not going to go into Adobe Premiere Pro and all of that. It's something that I think is amazing. For what I do, I just don't need it at this moment in time. But if that's something that you use, let me know. Do you use YouTube? Let me know in the comments. What are you using to edit your videos now? Okay. As a reminder, I do have videos on this channel for Filmora and for Camtasia if you want to look at those. I'll leave links below right after the broadcast, and I'll put it in your description. So DIY Diva Mama says she DIYs everything. Well, we need to connect because I DIY everything too. All right. So one of the things before we move on, and I want to give you some tips on editing, is in my YouTube side hustle program that's coming up on the 23rd and April 6th, I actually do a deep dive into this. I know we're doing a couple of like here and there, how to edit, but I really go into tips and tricks on how to record, how you actually record for editing, which makes editing easier. Because I know a lot of people have a lot of problems and they struggle with editing, but the way I do it is really, really easy, and it doesn't take a lot of time. So make sure that you check out YouTubeSideHustle.com. This is the last time I'm offering the product, the program at this price, and you also get lifetime access to rejoin. We'll talk about that more in a minute. So here are some of the tips. When you're editing, one of the ways to make your editing easier is when you're recording, think about how you're going to edit. Okay. So if I am going to create a video that is 20 minutes long, I most likely will not record it straight through. Okay. What I'll do is I'll find sections and I'll record it in those sections. This helps me because I'm just piecing things together. And if I like one, a way I did it one time over another, I can just slip that in there. And I'll give you an example. YouTube channel. You do your YouTube video. You might have an intro, something telling about yourself, some other information in the middle, and maybe something at the end, right? Each of those 4 sections I record separately. So I'll do the intro 4 or 5 times. Hey, everyone, do you want to learn how to start a YouTube channel? Hey, bosses, do you want to learn how to do a YouTube channel? Whatever it is, I just do it over and over again, right? But I record just that section before I move on until I feel like I have something that's kind of good or that I would like, right? The second part, I do that, and then I do the third and fourth, etc. So then when you're looking at your videos, you're just pulling them into your editing software. Okay. It makes it easier when you record. It makes it easier to find one that you like, because if you don't like it and later on you have to put it in there, you only have one, then it's hard to kind of redo it if you have to go and get dressed again, put on the same things. So record your items in sections. Okay. So, and that's actually another one. I'm glad you brought that up, DIY Diva Mama. I did edit a couple of videos on my phone as well. And that's actually something that I'm adding to the course this time around. So we'll circle back to that. Thank you for reminding me. The next tip that I have for you is, and I say this all the time, clap and keep it moving, but people do not understand how much time that saves you. Okay. So say I'm recording my intro and I keep on messing up. If I keep on stopping and starting again, you lose that momentum and energy that you had. And as you kind of consider yourself as failing in doing your intros, your energy comes down and you don't have the same energy, or you're not, like, after a couple times, you're kind of frustrated and it shows. So what you do is when you're recording, if you mess up, you simply clap really, really loud. You wait and then start over again. And before you start over again, smile, right? So you make sure and lead into that. If you want to know more about that recording kind of approach, my last live stream from last night, which I'll put below as well, talks more about how you record. The reason I do that, remember when we were just looking at those voice items? It is so much easier when you know the rest of your video is perfect to just go through and delete the parts that don't work. You're actually saving yourself time. Instead of having to listen to the entire thing, you're just cutting out the parts that don't work, put it together, and then you go through your whole video once. Now, when I say go through your whole video once, the reason why is because if you can't watch your entire video without getting bored, without your mind wandering, without thinking about something else, no one else will want to watch you either. So what you're going to do is look for points where you get bored, where you wonder. And those are things that you may want to cut it out. Maybe you're cutting out dead space. Maybe you're cutting out when you respond, you said something multiple times. Maybe it's something that you need to add an emoji or a pop-up or follow or a link or something like that. But remember, you want people's eyes to stay on your screen. So if they start getting tired and doing something else, eventually they're going to flip to somebody else's video. So what you want to do is maybe do a pop-up. You'll see that I do little GIFs here and there or memes or whatever. It's because I feel like there might be a lull and I want to make sure people keep their eyes and they shift their eyes. All right. So as you're editing, you want to make sure and look at how people are going to perceive you, how people are going to take in the information. Don't let them get bored, right? So make sure you're cutting out that dead space. Cut out anything that you're repeating. Cut out anything that's too long. Okay. Last tip about editing. You may have several portions. Maybe your video needs to be 30 minutes, right? But looking at your channel, if you're a newer channel, not many people are going to stay 30 minutes unless you are just amazing and they just cannot take their eyes off of you. So instead of having a 30-minute video, you may want to split it into 3 10-minute videos. It's much easier to keep someone's attention for 10 minutes than it is for 30 minutes. So you go ahead and record it, edit it all the way so it has your video and you're fine, right? It's a complete video. Then go back and just do some other intros and just say, so you say you cut it at 10 minutes. You say, if you want to hear more about how to sew your own hats, go ahead and watch my second video here on YouTube and make it a series of videos. So now you've recorded once, but you have 3 videos, right? So in the editing process, you can actually determine what that video is going to look like because you have a lot of footage and a lot of information. So when you're recording, just record, get your message out. When you edit, take out whatever doesn't make sense or actually split it into 3 different videos. Do you guys have any questions on editing? Go ahead and add your, and if you have any tips, go ahead and add your tips there too. So if you have a channel and you have some tips, go ahead and add that there too. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm gonna circle back to your phone. I've been doing a little bit of editing on my phone of videos just when I've been on the go for my DIY channel. But I want to make sure everyone understands I'm talking about your desktop because I'm on my desktop a lot, but you can record videos, you can edit videos, you can do your thumbnails, you can do your research all from your phone. You can do your entire YouTube channel from your phone. So don't be afraid to look for apps. Do some Google searches. I use a couple of different apps since I do use Filmora. There's actually a couple of apps. Director is a good one for your Android, but there's a couple of different apps that come on your phone that you can start to actually edit your movie, their movie apps to edit your videos. Okay, so keep in mind there's not just one way. It's more of your strategy and the way you're editing the videos there that matter for your views. Okay, all right. If you are interested in learning more about how to start your YouTube channel in 2019, how to edit videos where we go actually in depth on what to include, what to take out, how to do it, what's your strategy, and really learn how to grow your YouTube channel, join me in the YouTube Side Hustle at YouTubeSideHustle.com. We will be here together tomorrow for another live stream on how to start your YouTube channel in 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. Ciao.